Tobacco and nicotine products are harmful to everyone. Secondhand smoking is also increasing. When the new generation products, the likes of vapes and velo, and even the traditional cigarettes are causing a lot of harm. This is through the smoke that the secondhand inhalers or smokers do. Today we are here to hear Angelina share a story of how exposure to secondhand smoking has affected her health.
My name is Angelina, a secondary tobacco user who is exposed to it through my uncle. So I came to learn about tobacco through my uncle, who is highly addicted to it, and it has really affected his health. And seeing him that way makes me very sad. And having to know about the side effects of tobacco, it really makes me feel emotionally downlifted, and because he lost his family, they divorced due to tobacco using, and right now he's going for medical checkups. He goes to see the psychiatrist because it is like he's mentally disturbed, and most of the times he spends his days through sleeping. He does not go to work. He's just absent-minded throughout the day. He does some things that are not done by normal people. So this makes tobacco a high risk to him. So my uncle, at first he was working, he was self-employed, and he had a family. But after he became addicted to the nicotine products, which are cigarettes, pombe, cubelos, he started becoming violent.
Has he used also vapes and velos, those ones that you can't see someone smoke, but you can just see the smoke coming out?
There's this one product he puts on his toes. I don't know what it is called. Mm-hmm. And you'll just see him doing some weird things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So weird things like you see smoke coming out of his mouth?
Sometimes he can even start running.
Oh, okay. So when did the family run away? And are you currently staying with him? And if you're staying with him, how is the expenses related to his medication?
So they stopped talking to the wife because the wife went away with the kid. Because you see now my uncle is violent and they can't stay in the same compound. So she went away, and my uncle relocated to our home since he cannot even afford rent, because each coin he gets, he goes to buy the tobacco products.
That is the cigarettes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That is how he lost his family. Okay. So your uncle is smoking here. And did the smoking affect you, or how have you been exposed? What were the ways you exposed yourself to smoking? And which type of disease were you diagnosed with?
So after he came living with us, he started going for medical checkups. After we saw it is now extreme, and since I'm a cancer fighter, having to cater for his medical expenses and my medical expenses too, it's quite challenging. So for me, I was diagnosed with osteogenic sarcoma, which is a rare type of bone cancer that normally affects the young people aged between 12 and 25 years. So after I was diagnosed, I went through amputation and then 6 cycles of chemotherapy, and then I was declared cancer-free. Then after a year, I went back for checkup, and I was diagnosed with metastatic osteosarcoma, which means it had spread to the lungs. Mm-hmm. And I think the exposure to the tobacco use of my uncle may have contributed to it spreading to the lungs.
Okay, so it means when you are declared cancer-free, you are not staying with your uncle. Could you tell us, like,
I was in school.
you are in school when you are declared you're cancer free. Now when you come back home, so could you tell us a bit, you are declared cancer free when you are in school, and then when you're coming back home you find your uncle here, and then staying with him for some time, you go back for checkup, and then you get that now you're being told the cancer cells are spreading and now you have, they're affecting your lungs.
Yeah, so I was declared cancer free. I was in Form 4 by then. It was 2022, July. Then I went back to school. I finished on December and now came back home. Now I was free. And then I met my uncle there, and he's highly addicted to those tobacco leaves. And now I was free for that. I had no medical issues until last year when I went for that checkup for PET scan. And that was when I realized that the cells had spread to my lungs, and I had a nodule in it, which was cancerous. So now, because I had to start other medical procedures, and my uncle is still using the products, and leaving them is so difficult for him. He can maybe leave it for 2 days and then he goes back to it, and which is also an expense to him, and he's not working. And whenever he does not take it, he may start even shivering. So this makes it difficult for my family, having to cope with his expenses, his medical issues, and mine also, because I'm trying to fight, and the other one is just taking the things that are affecting him. And after I joined the awareness strategies, I came to learn that tobacco has so many side effects. And seeing that my uncle does not stop, it makes me feel like he's just exposing himself to high risks each and every time. And since I know the difficulties I face in this journey, and I know that tobacco can cause cancer, I fear for his life.
Okay. Could you tell us, or could you share something about if your uncle has tried quitting, and was he able to quit? What ways are they trying to provide? Because you've had mentioned that you're visiting a psychiatrist. Is he being guided? Is he being counseled? And do you think, or do you see any signs that he may quit smoking? Because we see he seems to be addicted.
The problem with my uncle is that he's not even trying to quit. Like, he goes to the doctor, he's guided, but he just comes back to it. So this makes it difficult for him, even for us, because we want him to quit these things, but he's not even trying. Yeah.
Okay, so your uncle is not trying to quit. Things seems to be a bit difficult, and you're here trying to see how you can, your journey in accessing medication, chemos, and clinics at the expense of your parents, whom your uncle is also relying on. So my advice, or my next question would be, what would you tell about the youth who are not only smoking tobacco products, but also they are vaping and veloing or using velos?
I'll tell them, if you haven't started using them, don't try. And if you're using them, try to abstain. Try to quit them, because they are dangerous to your health, and they might be putting you in a high medical risk, which you don't know even what might come out of you. It might be cancer, it might be any other disease. Yeah.
Diseases that may affect the immune system,
Yeah.
hypertension, or also the breathing system. Okay. And what would you like to tell the government? You could start like, to the government, we would like you to raise tobacco taxes and also reduce the consumption of tobacco products through raising the tobacco taxes on tobacco products to WHO recommendations.
So I would like the government to enhance awareness strategies. They might be going for raising awareness to schools, churches, because once, even if I'm not using tobacco, if your neighbor is using it, it will expose you to its risks. And also, the government should increase taxes on tobacco, and they should also put more expenses on them. They should be more or less affordable, and also they should enhance the Tobacco Act control.
As we've heard from Angelina's story, non-smokers are also exposed to secondhand smoke by those who are smoking around them. It's a high time that the government needs to consider taxing tobacco products and nicotine products to the recommended WHO recommendations. And also to take strict measures that now regulates the designated smoking zones that are really located in the public, and even consider banning them, because protecting the future and the young generation and non-smokers is very needed and very helpful.